Hi, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. Your key to the week this week is the Tower card. All right, so just know, whenever the Tower card shows up, it's kind of a message to say all bets are off. All right, this is a moment at which there is going to be some kind of shocking revelation. It could literally be as well that something is removed or welcomed into your life in a way that is very uncontrollable or very destabilizing in some way, shape or form. Now, I find it interesting because one of the energies, or one of the planetary energies of the Tower is Mars, and Mars is currently in your sign, in its shadow, preparing to go retrograde in your sign. Some of the insights, the understandings, or the happenings that are taking place at this moment in time are giving you a foreshadowing of what the next 7 months is going to be like for you, because Mars is going retrograde. It's going to be in your sign for up to and including, I think it's like 6.5, 7 months. So Mars now in Gemini, slowing down to go retrograde, is going to be in your sign until March of 2023. This is a big deal. It is energizing you. It's emboldening and impassioning you. But at the same time, it also means that your energies are likely to be a little bit skewed, or potentially they might feel like they're just out of reach. That's because you're supposed to be slowing down at this time so that you can reevaluate things. But this week, because you have the Tower card, you are gaining a big insight. You're getting a big revelation or a big realization or insight in some way, shape or form. And it may be something that rocks your world. Remember, the Tower card, just like Mars, there's nothing easy or demure or kind of, dainty about it. We're talking about Mars, not Venus. We're talking about the Tower card, not the Empress. This is about bam, right? This is that knowledge or information that finds you, that has you go, well, shit, I didn't know that. And now that I do, like, this completely changes my path, or it completely changes my ideas or my understandings around things. This is going to be a big week for you guys. And in all of these different sectors, there is a different understanding or realization that's coming in. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you are a continued subby, Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Justice card. So for some of you, this could literally be an offer or a contract of some sort that comes up. It might be an idea that you have where you're wanting to align with somebody, or you're wanting to commit to something, but you're almost having to do it like, at the drop of a hat. So whatever opportunity shows up for you this week, you're going to have to decide really quickly. You won't have the luxury of, like, Gemini likes to kind of look at things and turn them over and look at it this way and that way and, do all of that kind of stuff. You won't have that luxury this week. You kind of have to decide, is it now? Am I going to do it? Am I in? Yes, excellent, go. If not, you're out. All right. There isn't any in between this week, which is, it's a challenge for you guys, because one of the things that you do is find ways to bring things together, to bridge things, right? That's the whole ambidextrous energy of Gemini. Unfortunately, this week it isn't possible. For your communications and conversations, you have the Hermit card. So, I mean, there are going to be some powerful intuitive insights that come up this week, I think, through a lot of conversations that you have. And when I say conversations that you have, these may not, and stay with me here, these may not necessarily be conversations that you have with people. These might be conversations that you have with yourself. Sometimes it's the only way to get intelligent conversation, darling. These might be conversations that you have with your spirit team, if you have one. These might be conversations that you have with God, the universe, whatever you might call it. There's a sense here that you are gaining some big insight, some big, powerful spiritual understanding or wisdom is coming in around certain subjects of your life. And when they come in and they hit, you will know them at such a deep soul level that you won't be able to unknow them, and you will likely have to adjust moving forward. This is a time where spending a day, if you can't do a whole day, maybe do an hour each day, spend some time on your own in quietude, solitude, journaling and reflecting, because the chances are this week there are some secrets to be learned if you are ready to do the work. Remember, the Hermit is what the card that shows up when your High Priestess or your inner wisdom or intuition has a message for you. But the thing is, the High Priestess isn't loud. She doesn't talk with direct words. She uses thoughts, impressions, feelings, psychic awareness, and dream lore and metaphor. And so in order to hear that speak, you have to make yourself quiet. You have to steal away, all right? This is a week to go and spend a day out in nature, get your feet and your toes in the grass. Yes, even though the weather is crap here in the UK, I urge you people to do it as well. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be a week where you realize your industry is about to go through a massive change. So as an example, let's say you've signed up to be an accountant, all right? So you're just starting your degree or your programs or whatever, and then there's an announcement made that says, you know, as of like the 1st of October, the laws and everything around accountancy are changing to this and this. So you could already be on a path this week, and then bam, you realize, oh my gosh, none of this is going to be the same as what I thought it would be, you know, in 6 months from now, a year from now. So really, this would be a good week to evaluate what you have chosen to study, and more importantly, why. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this week you could find yourself isolated from your workmates, like literally, and this could happen really suddenly. Maybe your boss says, you know, so-and-so has left, or we've had to discipline this person, which means you're going to be working on your own this week. You're picking up a lot of slack for people that are not present, and the reason that they're not present is going to come up very quickly or very suddenly. It could be, you know, self-isolating and all of that stuff because we're on the tail end of a pandemic, but it could just as easily be that somebody is removed. As an example, let's say, you know, your boss comes to you and says, you know, we found out that so-and-so was stealing money from the company. They've been terminated effective immediately, but unfortunately that means you're going to be working on your own. It could be something that sort of extreme, right? When it comes to those of you that are, sorry, it's not funny, but it's just, well, I'm feeling the energy of these cards and it feels sort of quite shocking. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, you might get a download or an idea this week that is so big that you're just like, fuck, I need this whole week off so that I can figure out how I'm going to put all the pieces and puzzles and bits and bobs and stuff of this thing that I'm creating or that I've been told to create together. This has happened to me twice, maybe 3 times in the last 4 years, and currently I'm working towards 2 of those things. One of them I haven't even started because I'm just kind of like, so this could be a big moment for you guys. For those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, honestly, this week you might just decide that you actually want to be alone, all right? So your people, your connections, your family, it might all just be too much. And you might say to yourself, do you know what? I really cannot be asked this week. Like, I'm just going to take some time out for myself to rest and recharge and recoup. And why not? Sometimes that's what you need to do. For your love and relations, you have the Page of Wands. So for those of you that are single, quite frankly, there's a lot of fun to be had. For those of you that are single as well, this could be a connection to somebody. This could be somebody that has maybe been a colleague in the past. This could be, it might also be for some of you, this could be somebody that you've already dated. And maybe it didn't work out, and you know, maybe your friends or your girlfriends or your, you know, male friends are like, why are you entertaining this? You know, they broke your heart, they and you're like, dude, I just want to have fun, all right? It's easy, it's uncomplicated. It looks like a lot of you are seeking that and just that. Nothing wrong with that. The weird thing is though, I feel like maybe you've dated this person or maybe you've worked with this person previously, but there's something here where you've previously been connected to them already. For those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, I mean, look, quite frankly, Page of Wands and the Tower card, that could be a spontaneous pregnancy. There's nothing like a baby to turn your world upside down, right? Some of you as well, you might be maybe you don't even realize that you're pregnant. And then all of a sudden, bam, and you're like, oh my gosh, now it clicks, you know? It's going to be an interesting week for your money and materials. You've got the Hanged Man. This is not a week for big financial purchases. Mercury is retrograde, so if you're having to buy any tech stuff, and it looks like some of you might be spending money on tech this week, my advice to you, because it's a Mercury retrograde, repair something or buy something second hand. Don't buy something brand new, and don't seek to purchase new stuff. That's the rules for a Mercury retrograde. If you're buying something second hand in a retrograde, you can actually find some really good deals. It's just part of the energy. Or if you've had a recurring problem or issue with some sort of tech in the home, washing machine, laptop, phone, etc., this is a good time to get it repaired. When it comes to your home and environment, the Hanged Man, especially with the Hermit card, like this might be a week where you just feel like shutting the outside world out. When it comes to your home, your physical health and vitality, for me, oh, come on, brain. For me, the Hanged Man is very often where you need to give your body a break. All right. So this could be through fasting. It could be through a social media detox, any of those kinds of things, but any form of detox this week could be highly favored for some of you as well. I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but for some of you, you might realize that a certain medication that you've been on is actually making you sick, or maybe some sort of side effect shows up from it. So you go to your doctor and say, well, actually, you know what? And I'll give you an example of this. So as many of you know, if you've been with me long enough, I suffer really bad with my sinuses. I always seem to have a blocked nose. Oregano oil has been a godsend for me. It's really, really helped. But the doctors used to prescribe me with antihistamines all the time. I'm asthmatic as well, unfortunately. I've fallen apart. So when I take too many antihistamines, my chest gets really tight. I find that my chest gets really wheezy and stuff. So they have to be careful with what they give me, and it can't be antihistamines all the time for that reason. So do you see what I mean? It's like something that you might need to take regularly. You might notice that there's a side effect from this week. Check in with your doctor and your healthcare professionals. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.